Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and this time with some bad news about the latest update. My favorite toys have been hit hard. And unfortunately, one of those toys, you know, as that is Alien Blaster. Basically what has happened, Bethesda hit hard a Snowball Effect. If you are not familiar, I call it Snowball Effect because it was specific, especially for those two weapons. If you fire them, they do generate those snowballs. That's why I call that a Snowball Effect. It's the same for the Alien Blaster. You can see snowballs going out. And other weapons do not. I called it Snowball Effect because there is more weapons with cryo damage that do not generate snowballs and therefore were not benefiting from Snowball Effect. What Snowball Effect was, let me just quickly explain. In case of this weapon, whatever was the cryo damage, it was delivered in form of a snowball that is encoded as explosion. So there were two snowballs, basically two explosions, the same one like grenade launcher would do. Just very small, size of a snowball. So it wasn't really affecting multiple enemies, only the enemy directly hit. But it was there, and therefore the calculation used for this damage was not ever disclosed. Like what you see here was not what the damage was. Never ever was that. Because it was working as launcher, just not displaying its damage in the Pit-Boy. Therefore, it was greatly benefiting from Demolition Expert and two-shot. The same as launchers. Like if you have two-shot auto grenade launcher, you know how good it is. The same was with Snowball Effect weapons. Now, unfortunately, those have been changed. The Snowball Effect that was using calculation from launchers was switched to Legendary Effect explosive bullets. With this penalty as well that it's even weaker than actual explosive effect, as two-shot is not giving you two explosive legendary explosive effect, but split the one that you have on half, so it's a very minuscule amount. What it means for those weapons, the practical meaning, half of the damage. Before the patch, you were doing twice as much damage as you are doing after the patch. What's going on now with Alien Blaster? Is it still good comparing to other pistols? Yes, absolutely. I can show you performance how it is now. If you wonder how Alien Blaster compare now with something like Crusader pistol, 10mm or Circuit Breaker, it's stronger. Damage per shot is about the same as those other weapons. The power comes from incredibly high fire rate and good ammo capacity. So that's where the power comes from. You can still kill those super mutants relatively easily. It is way worse in case of Cryolator, as this one lost like 70% of its damage. I should be able to annihilate this mutant without much problem, without spending so much ammo. The ammo capacity is lower than Alien Blaster. The damage is now lower too, so Ice Cream Maker suffered. The Snowball Master build suffered. It's probably no longer really good and usable. You can have fun firing snowballs, but they do kind of act like snowballs. They do not kill effectively and fast like they used to. So this weapon suffered the most. The Alien Blaster, it's still incredibly powerful thanks to its fire rate and energy portion of the damage. So Snowball suffered, energy portion of the damage is unchanged. So it still lost half of the damage. So it was twice as powerful just 2 days ago. Just a couple days ago, it was twice as powerful. If you wonder about implication to legendary effects, it is slightly better now to have anti-armor or blooded on your Alien Blaster. That difference is not big. Two-shot is still a good effect if you mod it for cryo. It's still working well with cryo portion. It's just not so good to outperform blooded or anti-armor. It's just slightly below those two now. Slightly, not by much. But yeah, it changes a lot. Another bad news, I was hoping this patch would fix the Union Power Armor plans not being obtainable, Union Power Armor not being lootable. I have one. If you crafted one before it bug out, you still have it. But let's say if I would accidentally scrap my head piece of this power armor, I cannot craft a new one. It doesn't appear under workbench at all, even though I do know the plans. The plan cannot be even purchased from Giuseppe at White Spring. So yeah, it's this bug. I was really thinking it's a priority and will get fixed, but it is not. It is not fixed. Okay, there is one good news. It is still a little bit mixed, but there have been some changes done. As you know, for example, Elliot Disintegrator was always untradeable, which means you were not able to drop it. And you may think that it's still the case, as if I try to drop this one, it says that it cannot be dropped and it will be destroyed. But the thing is, I don't even know if that's intentional, or that part is a bug. If I modify it, or more accurately, unmodify it, so if I go, remove that receiver to standard, switch it to standard, no muzzle, no paint, standard, everything as is. It is legendary, but everything as is. Everything vanilla disintegrator. And then I try to drop it. It drops. So it means it's tradable. I can put it in my vendor. I can sell it to other players. I can donate it. So we are getting more tradable stuff, which I'm really for. Now, one more thing, of course, you know, I will not exhaust this topic in here, but Cremator have been reworked. I'm saying rework. There's a lot of talk about a nerf. It is not true, because a lot of Cremator stuff have been buffed. So it's not like a nerf, because a lot have been buffed. Its power from explosion has been removed. That's true, it's no longer powerful explosive weapons, but I don't think it ever was intended to be. Now it's incredibly powerful dot weapon. I'm not even on heavy gunner build at this moment, but look at this variant. Like, the modifications change too, so if I put a heavy barrel, my impact damage is really high and my dot is crazy. I can still increase it by going for heavy gunner Cremator build, and it opens opportunity for a better non-power armor heavy gunner build that I will be working on, as this rework for Cremator makes it perfect for totally new build that I will create soon. So I need to do a brand new guide for this weapon for you, as modifications change depend what you want to do, and my recommendations change, and how it works change. So everything about this weapon, it's like new. We have a new weapon. I need to redo the guide, and I have perfect idea for new build for it. So I will be doing that soon. You can expect those videos coming out when I finish them. But yeah, it's not a nerf. The explosion, yeah, it lost its explosive power. So that's the nerf if you only see that. But it gained direct impact damage and dot damage. So it's not a nerf. Oh, and ammo costs have been reduced. So yeah, it's in my book, it's overall buff. I like it more after the changes than before. I don't know if you agree. Let me know. Do you agree that Cremator received a buff, or do you think it received a nerf? It will most likely depend what your build is and what your perfect use case is for the weapon. For me, I like it more now than before. But I'm really upset about Alien Blaster being nerfed and two-shot Cryolator, my Snowmaster. Why Bethesda? I don't even know if Bethesda is aware. Can we give them a special buff? Like, restore the Snowball Effect and call it that? Like, make it actual thing? It was never overpowered like this weapon. Or Alien Blaster. Alien Blaster was the only pistol being able to compete with commando builds. And still, I'm not talking competing with Railway, that wasn't able to, but was able to compete with Fixers, Handmaids, and so on. And now I don't know if it can keep up with those weapons. It's definitely the strongest pistol, but We know the state of the pistols. They one of the weakest classes of weapons in Fallout. And that's what I have for you today. Let me know what you think. I'm not very happy about some of those changes, unfortunately. I wish I could deliver a better news. But it is how it is. And that being said, see you all in the next one.